Hi again guys, so we've got another special project for you today, and this time it really is a special project. Now this project is technically an update of an update, because this is, as you can see from the title, a pro drag tune for the R33 Skyline. This is the premium R33, but of course I've already done a tune for the R33, and this is an update of that tune. But this one is purely for straight line drag racing, not for a full track setup. So the top speed on this one is actually slower than my other tune by 2 miles per hour, but the acceleration is far quicker. I've designed this primarily for, say, I don't know, about 4,000 to 5,000 meter drags. Anything above that, and obviously its top end does kind of lose out to the supercars, but its prime is up to, say, 3k. From a 0 to 3k, from a 0 to 3k meter drag, this car is rapid. So we've got racing soft tyres on this one. The suspension we've got slammed at the front and all the way up at the back, like a true dragster. We've got the springs really soft for front and rear. Dampers, again, soft as they can go. And the reason why I've done this, your dampers, what the difference between compression and extension is, the softness of the compression is basically how soft or how easily the car will sink into the ground under acceleration or braking, in this case primarily acceleration. So putting it soft means that the body of the car can sink towards the ground with those G-forces easily. But to counter that, because that is a good thing to have, it increases traction. What I've done to counter that is I've put the extension as stiff as it can go, which means that the car will squat to the floor very easily under throttle, but because the extension is set stiff, it takes a little while to come back up to its original body height, and that basically equates to absolutely face-melting launch. Now, anti-roll we've got as high as possible, because obviously it's a straight line machine, corners don't matter on this one. We've got no camber for the same reason, you want as much tyre as possible touching the road. Neutral toe as always, because you don't want to be dragging those tyres. As you can see, I have actually changed the brake balance on this one. This is purely because you want the car to stop as well as it goes, so I've increased the front to 7, lowered the back to 3. So then for the gearbox, we've got essentially the same kind of tune as the original, with an auto setting of 273, then the gears are 2680, 1800, 1290, 1000, 0750, and then 6th, just as low as it goes, to 508, with a final drive of 4. For the diff, we've got, as you can see, the opposite to what I'd usually do, the highest initial torque, because it's a drag car, high acceleration and low braking. The torque split, we've got 35-65. All the power upgrades, obviously. I tried this with a high RPM turbo. It's okay. It's not that much worse or better. It's, you know, just an option. So you can use the high range turbo if you want. We've got NOS, obviously. Traction control. What am I on about traction control? Weight loss, you definitely want. As you can see, I have got the bare carbon bonnet on this one. You don't have to, because the painted carbon bonnet weighs the same. I've just done it for the looks. And obviously you don't want any downforce on the back. Incidentally, I have also removed the rear wing, mainly again for the looks. I'm running this with an auto gearbox, just to show basically the baseline. So this is, in other words, as slow as it can be. And obviously we've got traction control turned off as well. Now I'm actually going to be running this car against the ghost of my original R33 tune, the blue one, which is already one of my favourite tunes. So we've got it up to the line, and so the ghost is going to be to the right of me, and we will go now. So as you can see, the launch on this one is significantly quicker than the other one. The other one wasn't exactly slow to begin with, so for this one it doesn't look that much quicker, but it is. I mean, that's a good, I don't know, 50-60 meters ahead of essentially the same car with the same power, with the same weight and the same gearbox settings. So the only difference that I've really done is in the diff, and the suspension, but that's the difference it's made. Around 50, 60, 70-ish meters ahead. So obviously, like I said, top end, it does lose out to the older tune because this is not a top speed tune, and also because by raising the rear of the car, I've essentially turned the whole body of the car into one massive air brake, which doesn't help for top speed. You don't have to have the tunes or the settings exactly as I've got them, obviously, and I would recommend that you play around with it, you know, make it even better. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, like I said, from 0 to 3k, it's a formidable drag car. I'm not sure how it compares to, like, you know, Vipers and that kind of thing, because I haven't had a chance to test it against real cars yet. But I know that blue one was already a force to be reckoned with in drag racing, so this one should be even better. And I've actually gone a step further with this tune than I would usually do for you guys, in that I have used the replay feature to actually record the actual acceleration times of the car, and I actually surprised myself by just how crazy fast this car actually is. I've recorded using the replay, so it's dead accurate. This car with NOS and an auto gearbox with traction control turned off does 0 to 60 in 1.3 seconds, which I was not expecting at all. 0 to 60, 1.3 seconds. It does 0 to 100 miles per hour in 3 seconds, which again is crazy fast. The launch on this thing is just mental. 0 to 150 miles per hour takes 6.1. 0 to 200 takes 11.3, which again is seriously quick. 0 to 250, obviously it gets slower high range because, you know, it's a Skyline and it doesn't have that top end oomph like some supercars. 0 to 250 takes 20.7, which is still pretty good. And the 0 to V max, which is essentially the top speed that it can reach as it runs out of NOS, which is 280 miles per hour, it does that in 33.3 seconds. So it's a seriously quick car, and I'm very proud of this tune. So I'd appreciate feedback on this one. Is this the kind of video you'd like to see more of? You know, like repurpose tunes into drag cars? I know a couple of you have wanted me to do drag tunes in the past, but I've kind of been like, yeah. So, you know, give me feedback. And if you can make this even better, or if you have a quicker tune, tell me about it. Be awesome. So yeah, hope you find this tune setup helpful. Hope you enjoy using it. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I put out new tunes every day. And as always, thanks for watching.